I think we have 1 minute left. Then we are officially going to start our session. So my team has shared the WhatsApp chat link, like group link. Please join the group WhatsApp group if any of you are missing, like haven't joined the WhatsApp groups. Okay. Okay. So we have reached 1K in Zoom. So uh, if your team members hasn't joined the Zoom meeting yet, just let them know that we have YouTube live link. They can join from there as well. I think it's sharp for all right. Okay, great. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. And I welcome all of you in IBM SkillsBuild Gen AI and Cloud Computing 2026 internship and in the Masterclass 2 of Gen AI and Cloud Computing. So today, first of all, I would like to thank all of you because I am so happy to see the enthusiasm, the excitement among you all for Masterclass 2, for all the Masterclasses and your consistency, to be honest, it's so good to see that. And I thank you all for joining us for Masterclass 2. And I hope to see you all like this, the same enthusiasm throughout all the master classes. So today we are going to have a topic which is creating an AI app website through vibe coding, part one. So this is the part one we are going to have. And in this session, you will discover how AI powered development is making possible to build applications and websites faster and more efficiently, even with minimal coding, and the masterclass will introduce you to the concepts and practical approach of vibe coding and helping you to take your first step towards creating AI driven solutions. So, without taking much of your time, it's my pleasure to hand this session over to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Praneeth Palli, who will guide us through today's exciting topic. I want all of you to pay attention to Masterclass 2 because you're going to get hands on experience from today onwards. And over to you, Mr. Praneeth. And thank you, students, and have a wonderful learning session.
Thank you, Tanvita. Thank you for the warm intro. And yes, hello, students. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Masterclass 2 of the Gen AI and Cloud Computing 2026 series, powered by IBM SkillsBuild and Bharat Cares. So, if you are with us for Masterclass 1, we laid the foundation frame for the foundational frameworks of prompt engineering. But today, we're turning up a little bit heat and spice. So today, it's all about creating an app, an AI-based app website through vibe coding. So before we start our engines, let's turn your attention to the screen. Have you heard the word AI sandbox? So if not, let's dive into it. So we are officially moving away from how AI thinks and moving directly into how we work with AI. So our core goal for today is to construct a complete functional front-end web application using AI agents. To make that happen smoothly, we have three key milestones, right? First, we are going to configure a professional AI native coding environment on our local machine, which is our systems. Secondly, we structure a system prompt that commands an AI agent to build a beautiful front end. Third, we will launch that application, right? We will test that application and we use natural conversational prompts to smash bugs and iterate on the layout. Clear? So yes, let's dive directly without wasting any much time. So the AI sandbox. So what is actually an AI sandbox? Right. So let's be completely clear. It is an AI native coding environment, is not just a glorified text editor, and it's definitely not a generic chatbot on the web page. It is a highly specialized developer workspace where a large language model has a direct, continuous awareness of your entire project direct. Right? I'm repeating once again. Sandbox is not just any other AI chatbot which you use it in the websites or not a glorified text editor. Like it is a highly specialized developer workspace where a large language model has direct continuous awareness of your entire project directory, right? So if you look at the graphic in front of you, on your left, there is a project code base called HTML, CSS, Java, and script files. And in the center, if you see this, there is a project code base on the left, which is your HTML, CSS, Java, all that tech stack. In the center, you have your brain, the CPU, which is intelligent AI agent. And on the right is your live local development server. Because the AI has deep code base awareness, it doesn't just guess your product structure. It knows. It can read your files, edit them directly, and see the exact server output. Without code base awareness, you're just chatting with a bot. It's nothing else. You're just interacting, but it's not doing anything to your project files, right? So you're commanding an entire engineering team to build a full stack web application or an AI application. Clear? So this is called an AI sandbox. So let's learn how code base awareness actually works. So if you see, there are 3 steps for it. Let's peel back the curtain and look at the actual computer science making this code base awareness possible. How does an editor read your mind? It happens in 3 steps. Step 1 is indexing. The second you open a project folder, project folder is a folder which has all your project files related to your application or your website. It is called a project folder. It has your front end, your back end, everything else, API keys, everything. So it is your project folder. So the second you open a project folder, the AI editor scans all your files and maps them out into a systematic index to track your edits instantly. For example, if you made any edit in the code, it will track instantly, and without any lag, it advances data structure and it will correct and it will update your project files. So it used an advanced data structure called Merkle trees. Merkle trees is used for efficient updates. Like if you changed a single line in your code, it will instantly get updated. Like for example, take this live session happening. If I do something, it will instantly, without any second, they can see. Same way, it uses an advanced data structure called Merkle trees. Whatever you do in the code, the project files will get updated, right? So that's step 1, indexing. If we go to step 2, which is RAG, the full form of RAG is retrieval augmented generation. So when you ask a question like, how does authentication work? The system doesn't just guess, it retrieves the exact relevant files like auth server, all your files in the package. If I zoom in a bit, you can see all these files, right? These are your project files. So it retrieves the same exact files to give the output. It is nothing but RAG, retrieval augmented generation. That is step 2. And coming to step 3 is result or LLM generation. The model reads the context you give and responds clearly. Now the result, only relevant information is used and no precious context tokens are wasted, right? So whenever, as we discussed in the previous masterclass, whenever you give a clear context before prompting, it won't just save your tokens, but it will give us the right output. As you learned a few prompting techniques, right? Chain of thought, few shot prompting. So if you use those things, you will get the better output, right? So these are the three things, steps to follow for code base awareness to work perfectly fine. I hope it's clear. So let's move a bit forward. Right. As you see, these are the three steps: indexing, RAG retrieval, and LLM generation. Right. You can take a screenshot of this. This is the exact steps we are following. I'll give a few seconds so that you can take a screenshot, and let's move on. So the AI sandbox which we are using is called Claude, because everyone knows how to use it. It's advanced and easy to use, right? So let's come, what software are we using to run this sandbox environment? So as I said, Claude, using its revolutionary feature called artifacts, Claude artifacts. So what is Claude artifact? So Claude artifact completely changes how we build on the web. Instead of just printing raw code blocks into chat window that you just have to manually copy paste, Claude opens a dedicated interactive window right next to your chat. That's called artifact. For suppose if I, in the previous masterclass, I asked not bad prompt. Take example of a good prompt. I asked to create a calculator. Imagine you're a senior backend front-end developer. Create me a calculator app. Imagine the user is a beginner. So what it did, it created me an interactive calculator app, which is nothing but artifact, where I just tested the calculator and I ran it in the interactive dashboard. So that feature of Claude is called artifact. Clear? Where you can instantly test your how your application is working. So let's look at the layout. This is the Claude space where you'll be working on, the screen where you see here. So I'll walk you through the demo while we make the app. So let's jump into the next concept, the desktop scale, Claude projects and extensions. Right. So now if your application grows too big for a single chat window, if your application is so advanced and complex, imagine, so it's big for a single chat window. So what if you need to feed it multiple custom components or specific design style guide? That's where Claude projects comes into play. It is also a feature of Claude where Claude projects allows you to create a dedicated workspace inside Claude where you can upload persistent data background context like your design tokens, your project specifications, or your existing code layout. It gives Claude a persistent memory of your specific application framework to maintain the code consistently, so that you don't need to prompt every now and then. You just need to give your PRD document or all the prompts at starting. It will take over, right? Just once you need to give all the context clearly and it will save all the files. You don't need to every time give all the measurements and instructions, right? So that's called Claude projects. Alternatively, if you want that same Claude level intelligence inside your local desktop, some people might use VS Code. People who want to build a complex application, they might use VS Code, or if they like VS Code, they can use it. So you can even use Claude's brain. CPU in your VS Code. How? Using the extensions like Cline or RO. So this unlocks powerful agentic workflows that can automatically build files and directories on your local drive so that whatever you code, Claude will correct you, right? So that's the other option, but we are directly building the app on Claude, right? So if you look at the picture in front of you, to use Claude effectively for software engineering, you must master the three different modes of operation. So let's look at this slide. We have ask mode, we have artifacts mode, we have agent mode, right? So notice how these features stack up. So ask mode is strictly for conversations and general questions, right? As I said, your daily, if you want to ask some simple questions like explain me this concept, you can use the ask mode, right? Artifacts mode, as I said, it's for building an application, a production ready application where you can test the application before deploying it. That's why we use artifacts mode, right? However, it cannot modify it on your local PC. You need to deploy it after testing. We'll see that how in the coming master classes, right? So agent mode is just now I explained. If you are using VS Code, you can directly integrate Claude or any other AI platform into your VS Code directly so that you can start building from VS Code itself, right? So these three features you must be clear with, right? And the third feature, we won't be using the agent mode. We will be manually deploying the code, right? I'll teach you how, because we are not lazy developing, we are vibe coding. Get the difference. So here's the professional thumb rule. So use artifacts agent mode when you are building new features. Switch to ask mode when you just want to understand the code architecture or design pattern. Clear? Artifact mode and agent mode are for building. Ask mode is for clarification. If you didn't understand any step, you can use ask mode, right? So I hope it's clear till now. Let's move forward. At the rate, your superpower. So once your developer sandbox is open, how do you communicate with it effectively? That's the question, right? You can use your ultimate prompt engineering superpower, the at the rate system. So what is the at the rate system? So in an AI native workspace, typing the symbol at the rate opens a magic gateway which lets you explicitly reference context. Look at these essential commands shortcuts on the board. If you are looking at down below, typing at the rate file pins a specific file to the context, right? If you type at the rate file, it pins a specific file into the context, into the prompt. Typing at the rate folder, right, instantly passes an entire folder directory layout to the AI. At the rate folder, like if you name the folder as hash, at the rate hash, it instantly passes the hash folder into the directory layout. Typing the third command, which is called at the rate function, right, isolates just one specific function block, saving your precious token limits. It will cut off the other functions and run only one function which is necessary, which we are going to look at the hands-on thing. And the last thing is typing at the rate docs. So at typing at the rate docs loops in live and online framework documentation. Like, what is framework documentation? The text tag which you are using, index.css, all those things, it will loop in, right? which you are going to learn in the hands-on. So this completely solves the blank prompt context, right? So @ is very important feature. So it gives us the space to talk about one specific folder or one specific directory instead of wasting the tokens. You understand the difference, right? If we talk about the project, we want to talk about one specific file. So all you need to do is type just @ and file name hash so that you can save tokens and the AI can give the better output. Clear? So remember this functions, right? So let's move forward. Okay. Next one is security and API keys. One of the most important step to ensure that your web application is working good, right? Let's talk about the critical phase. So to fuel your desktop developer editor, you must connect it to an LLM provider using an API key. For suppose if you are building, let's say, a stock market website, you need data from other stock market websites, right? So you need to use API of those stock market websites and connect that into your backend so that your website shows the data of the external websites. That is called an API, right? So to store it locally in an API is stored locally in an encrypted environment file, which is called .env file, because we need to store it in .env file because if someone is using our website, if the API is visible clearly to them, they will copy the same API and use it for themselves so that they use all our credits. So it's important to hide our API key. It's very confidential. That's the reason why we will hide it in the .env file, right? It's very important step to do because what if someone can just use your API key and exhaust all your credits, right? So if we move a bit forward, right? So to avoid this, always toggle privacy mode on in your editor settings so that when privacy mode is enabled, it mandates strict zero data retention policy, right? That means it guarantees your custom source code is completely secure and is never used to train future public models. No one can see your code except you. No one can see your API key except you. It's important to toggle privacy mode on, right? Also, monitor your API usage via dashboard. There is a dashboard for API usage, which I'm going to show you. So it's important to monitor the API usage. As I said, you need to keep the API usage in check, right? So these are some rules which you need to remember. So just a quick question. What character do you explicitly add a file to the AI's context? What character? Option A hashtag, option B underscore, option C @, option D is equal to. So just drop down the answer in the chat box. What character do you type to explicitly add a file to the AI context? So you can drop the right answer in the chat box. So I can see people are answering. Yes. Okay, most of them answered C. and it's the right answer. If we are referring to a particular file or a project folder, we use at the rate, right? Yes. Someone said hashtag is a wrong answer. C is the right answer. At the rate. Okay, let's move forward. Good job. Right. Setting up your project folder. Let's go to the right another important concept. Before you let an AI write a single line of code, you must establish clean order. Unstructured project files lead to unstructured and buggy code, right? So it's important for you to structure all your project files in an order, right? So there is an order to structure your project files, which I'm going to show you. So before opening your editor, create a clean directory on your local machine. So if you look at this, this is how you need to structure your project folders. AI is gonna do it for you. You don't need to structure them, but I'm just explaining you to get the basics, right? Imagine this is your project folder, my dash AI dash app. Inside the project folder, there is .env file, there is index.html, there is style.css, there is script.js, there are assets, right? If these are not structured properly, your website or application might not run, right? So why this matters is that AI performs best when it has a clear structure, right? So that's the reason why we need to have a better structure. Otherwise, AI might get confused. So let's move forward. So let's come back to project checklist. So there are a few things which I already told you. You can either use Claude web version or a desktop version to build the app and navigate to settings, models, and click on API keys and keep a check on them and toggle the privacy mode on to prevent any leakage. And coming to the model selection. So we'll be sticking to Claude 4.6 Sonnet. Why? Because it's the moderate level model which can do moderate tasks. So if you are using Google Gemini, you can use Flash 2.5, which is a moderate model. So as we are sticking to Claude, we will be using Claude 4.6 Sonnet. In case if we don't get the output we want, we will switch it from Claude 4.6 Sonnet to Opus 4.6, an advanced model. Clear? Right. So we discussed some prompting techniques before, but we didn't discuss the concept called one-shot prompting, right? Why we didn't discuss, why we skipped it? Because there are a few problems with this prompting technique, right? What are those? Let's discuss now. So what's the major problem with that? One-shot prompting. When a student opens an editor, writes a massive prompt, and expects the AI to generate 500 lines of flawless code which will run perfectly in a single shot. That won't work. That's called one shot prompting. The AI generates a mountain of text. The student hits run and the application is completely broken. Now what? The old amateur way of syntax recall, where we need to find the errors in the line of code given by AI also. So you say fix this, but it will give the same lines of code again, which has errors. So you do not treat AI like a vending machine, which just gives you the output. You treat it like a peer developer, a friend sitting right next to you, building through a fluid back and forth loop. right? You need to build a relationship with AI and treat it better so that it will give us better results, not just bombarding it with 100 lines of code and expecting it to return better output. It's not the case. Right. So let's move forward. This is the heart of vibe coding: conversations, not contracts. So vibe coding is entirely focused on dynamics, in the moment problem solving, rather than obsessing over creating a single rigid bulletproof prompt sheet. Think of it like a friend on WhatsApp versus writing a formal email to a corporate lawyer. It is casual, fast, and impromptu. Modern LLMs are incredibly tolerant. They smoothly interpret your typos. For suppose if you have any typo in the prompt, it will smoothly clear that typo. All these advanced LLM models, your custom shorthand expressions and your sloppy grammar. So you don't need to worry about that. Even if you're not perfect well with prompting, if you are not good with English, you don't need to worry. You can explain that in whatever way possible, it will understand. So stop worrying about formatting a perfect paragraph. You need to focus entirely on directional results and let the AI manage the structural heavy lifting, whereas you do the cardio, right? Okay, so the vibe profile. To keep your conversational vibe coding from drifting into chaos, you need to establish a vibe profile inside your project rules. How to establish a vibe profile? Right. A vibe profile is brilliant because it defines not just what to build, but exactly how it should feel to the user. It is called a vibe profile, right? It's not how you use the application, it's about how the user is feeling about the application, right? A complete vibe profile has three layers: what to build, first thing, how it should feel, and how it should be built. So let's come to first step: what to build. Your features, your core data models, and main API endpoints. So these are the things you need to build in the first layer. If we deep dive into second layer, your how it should feel. As I said, your brand tone, your core UI UX principles, your visual styles, your accessibility design constraints. Third one, how it should be built. Your tech stack choices, your architectural patterns and file layouts. You can choose any tech stack you want. Let it be Python or JavaScript, HTML, CSS, doesn't matter. You can choose anything and build, right? So if you remember in the previous masterclass, PRD, product requirement document, is a must to get this vibe profile right. Clear? So setting a baseline vibe profile narrows down the AI's creative choices, forcing it to generate consistent, cohesive, and production ready applications significantly faster. So that's called a vibe profile. So let's get deeper into it. Let's follow the structure of a vibe profile. So let's look at a concrete example, right, of how to structure inside your workspace. When you prompt your agent, follow this precise blueprint template, which will work flawlessly on advanced models like Claude. Start with the role and vibe. So, while prompting, you need to give the prompts like you are a senior front end engineer, which gives the vibe of a calm, minimal, accessible, like a friend, right? So, if you give this type of prompt, start with this, the AI will feel like one and will give the better result, right? So next, pass the product brief, which is nothing but your product description. I mean the PRD document. right? So now pass the document using short feature bullet points, or you can attach the whole PDF, but never ever give huge paragraphs. Always remember, it should be in a way that build an auth-less to-do app with local storage sync, custom tag filtering, and strict due route. So it should be like that. You need to give a prompt in bullet points rather than paragraphs, right? Finally, set your tech rails and design tokens like colors and spacings. Add just 6 to 8 bullet points to improve the clarity and to improve the design, right? You can add colors, what type of colors you want, what type of theme you want, what type of text, text in the sense font in your website or application. You can choose everything and give it clearly to AI in bullet pointers. Or you can simply send that PRD document, attach it, and wait for it to give the output. Clear? So, this is how you structure your vibe profile, right? So, a quick question for you: when configuring a vibe profile for an AI agent, right? So, why do we include design tokens, brand tone, and UI UX principle alongside the functional technical specifications? So you can answer in the chat box. When configuring a vibe profile for an AI agent, why do we include design tokens, brand tone, and UI UX principles alongside the functional technical specifications? Answer in the chat box. Okay, I see many of you are answering right. Okay, I see that you are answering it right. C. Okay, many of you answered C. Yes. So the right answer is C. Why? To narrow down the AI's choices, producing consistent, cohesive, and aligned code on the first pass. That's why vibe profile is very important, right? So, yes, let's move forward. Okay, handling the errors. So, okay, just give me a moment. Just a second.
Okay, students, uh, till your next slide starts, keep your questions ready, like any confusion that you might be facing or any questions that might arise, just keep that ready. Give your speaker also some time to, yeah,
Yes, I'm just setting it up. Just give me
yeah.
a moment.
By that time, you can keep your questions ready. So when we will open the chat next, so you can drop your questions for your speaker, right? I can see so many students. I know you all are excited to chat with your speaker as well. You'll have a lot of questions also, like, so keep everything ready. And also, Praneet, once you are done, just let me know and you can take over.
Sure, sure. Yes.
So I can see students have
So
put some
yes,
questions. Okay.
let's continue.
Okay.
Let's start. Yes. So let's get back to the slides after a quick break. So yes. So let's come back to the concept of handling the errors. So what is handling the errors? Right. So this all comes under when you vibe code a bit more. When you go into more context, you will understand how you can handle the errors. For suppose, let's dive into this concept where let's take an example. Let's take a quick reality check. So when you are vibe coding things rapidly, things will break down as usual. There might be errors, there might be some other glitches happening here and there. So you don't know, right? Basically. So there might be other things happening in the back end so that you can't handle them, right? So before that, you will run into compile errors, runtime errors, test failures, and environment mismatch problems. You might go under many problems. So to overcome them, you need to quickly get back to the track. How? If you have that basic knowledge of how to handle errors, you get the outputs better. How to handle errors better, right? So let's see that how to handle that better. Okay, let me stop sharing and share it again. Yes. So yes, here is where amateur coders panic, but AI architects smile, right? When we practice a concept called vulnerability as a service, right? That means when an error pops up, we should not be spending 20 minutes trying up to diagnose or searching it by yourself. Simply highlight the error, copy it, and drop it straight to your AI chat box. Let the errors speak for themselves, right? The error log contains the exact semantic feedback your AI partner needs to repair the issue, right? This creates the elite crash and fix loop. This means when an error happens, you're just giving it straight away the AI to fix it, right? Instead of wasting time. So this is called crash and fix loop. So you build a model, let it run, capture the crash, feed the error back to the AI, apply the fix, and repeat. Repeat this process, right? Until you get the right output. Clear? Right. So if we move to the next concept, iterating on visual layout, right? So this workflow applies beautifully to visual design adjustments as well. Imagine your agent generates a beautiful layout, your AI agent, but the submit button is stuck on the left side. You want it on the right side. So what an old school developer does, he might waste time writing, hey, change the margin on the to the right. You should not do that. Instead, you need to speak directly to sandbox visual awareness. Just write, take that login button and move into the right side of the card because AI can see your files natively. Don't keep this prompt in the chat box. Keep this in the AI sandbox, in the artifact, right? So, where all your files are placed, right? What I said, you need to use the chat box when you have basic questions. If you have any errors to fix or anything to change in your project, use artifact. Clear? So that's what you need to do while changing the visuals. If you have any problem with any visual, you can use the artifact. You can ask it directly to change it from right to left or top to bottom. Clear? So, yes, uh, let's move to our next concept. I can see this layout. Let me reset. Let me share my screen again. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's move to our next concept, which is nothing but the surgical edit, right? So, yes, what does this mean? The surgical edit. So, if you see the image, split panel image, where you can see how an efficient coder works, an efficient an efficient coder works, and a manual lazy developer works. Clear? So, as your project expands, as your project gets more complex, you must guard against a major hazard, major threat, which is called code regression. Now, what is code regression? This happens when you ask the AI to change any tiny detail, like if you want to change the font size in the website, and the AI accidentally rewrites your entire CSS sheet, deleting all your dark mode rules. It will mess up, it will break down. To prevent this, you need to master the concept called surgical edit. How surgical edit is done? So I am once more explaining. Surgical edit is the process of asking AI for any small change, right? If the change is small, but the AI is changing it completely, the whole files, instead of making that minor change. So the entire system breaks down. You need to use the concept called surgical edit. So what is the solution for this? So as I said, first used targeted references at the rate and keep your product file. Whatever change you want in a specific file, you need to tag that file using at the rate option. So do not alter or modify other selectors in this file. What change you required in a specific file, tag only that file. Leave the rest, right? Second thing, utilize your editor's dashboard. So Claude shows us, right, when it gives the output, it shows how it's running the code in the backend line by line. You can check that and understand what changes it's making in the code. If it's changing all other things instead of the things you want, you can instantly stop it, right? You can make the use of this. So if you follow these two steps, where using the at the rate and tagging the specific file or folder, and using the editor's dashboard, you can avoid this code regression, where the AI will make that small change instead of changing the whole thing. Clear? So yes. So this takes us to our next concept called statement management, right? So what is statement management mistake? Let's look at one of the absolute most common bugs. Excuse me. So let's look at the most common bugs where you encounter when vibe coding. The state management mistake. So what is it? This handles how data persists across your user interactions. For suppose this happens when you ask your AI model to add interactivity. So the AI gets confused about your project architecture files. Because of the lack of guidance, AI might hallucinate and write advanced React code instead of the change you are asking for. So in that case, you must tag the specific language you are using. you are having a problem with React.js. You need to tag that. So I want to change this use state in the React code. You need to specify that in every prompt you give. Instead of specifying, the AI might hallucinate. If you are having a problem with reference file, you need to tag I have a problem with reference file in the view folder. Correct that. So you need to tag the language, the specific tech stack to overcome AI hallucinations. If you have a problem with JavaScript, tag that, right? So when you tag specific frameworks, the AI has less chances to hallucinate because you provide the whole context. So now the code looks beautiful, but the browser completely crash if you don't give the context, right? So the prompt fixes, I discussed this concept in the first masterclass also. This technique is called grounding, where you ensure your system prompt defines your baseline tech stack and system management parameters to ensure consistent code, right? So this is the concept of statement management mistake. So I hope it's clear. So let's move to the next concept. Okay. Now let's introduce to the backend stacks, which is vibe coding loop, right? So if you see the image, the vibe coding is nothing but a loop. Loop in the sense, if you get an error, you fix it. Again, you get an error, you fix it until you get the right output. It's a loop. Until you get the right output, the loop will be looping. You will be roaming around again and again. There comes an error, fix it, get the output. So it's always a loop. So understand this loop. So it all depends on how fast you get the right output so that you can come out of the loop, right? So let's introduce to the backend stacks. So far we discussed just the front end. Front end includes the whole design, the layout of your application or a website, what the user actually sees. But where does the output, the data comes from? Where do the user store in the data? That's where the backend enters, right? So let's ask it's now so it's a time to explore the hidden half of the software engineer, the backend. So the backend is a silent server logic that handles incoming HTTP requests. So all these HTTP requests will process the data securely and takes you directly to the database networks, right? So it has a few responsibilities. First, it receives the data requests from the front end. Let's go step by step. So when the user asks a request, it comes from the front end, right? Second, it validates that request and ensure whether it's safe or not. Third one, it performs the request we ask for. It performs the action, whatever prompt we give, do this task. It ensures that it's safe and it performs that task from the database. Fourth, it flashes a clean data, a clean response across the wire coming from the database. So it's a process of 4 steps. First one, the user asks the request. Second one, it validates that request. Third one, it performs the action. Fourth one, we get the response. Clear? This is how the logic works from front end to back end. Clear? So here's an interesting challenge. Your front end exclusively speaks browser languages like HTML and JavaScript, but your backend stack can speak robust languages like Python, Node.js, or Go. Clear? Front end includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Back end includes Python or Node.js or Go. Clear? Yes. So there are many options to choose the backend languages. It's up to you whether which choice of language you want to go. Our first option is Python, which is fast API. So what is it? Why it is used? What are the benefits of using it? So fast API is an absolute powerhouse framework for building high performance APIs. It is widely popular in the AI industry for a few reasons. And the reasons are it's incredibly fast to code, it's increasing prototype development speed by massive 200 to 300%. It's very fast compared to other languages. Clear? Second thing, it drastically reduces manual human tendencies. Like it reduces the amount of errors we do by 40%. Clear? Because the code is less, right? When there are few lines of code, we tend to do less some number of errors. We or the AI, right? Third thing, it automatically builds beautiful interactive API documentation called Swagger UI, which is completely free, right? Because it uses Python to validate the data, AI agents can read your fast API code and perfectly map your data variables without any confusion. As I said, when there are few lines of code, when there is a few data, it gets fast for AI to understand it and give the better output, right? So this is fast API endpoint. So this is a code snippet where the AI can generate it within seconds. Let's notice how it works. Like if you know Python code, you will understand it better. So for those of you who don't know, I'll explain it step by step. So let's look into it. Notice how it imports fast API and uses a structure called base model. It is a structure. So this model acts as a clear class contract telling the server an item must always contain a string called name and a float called price. It is a string called name, a float called price. It is a code. It is the structure of the code. So after that, why it is this code is so AI friendly, right? Because this model tells AI exactly what data shape to expect. The AI can read this code automatically, validating incoming front-end JSON data, which gives flawless data. As this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of code. So to compile 6 lines of code, to interpret 6 lines of code, it's easier for AI, right? So that's why we use fast API. It's in the name itself, fast API, so that we get the faster response from the AI. Clear? This is one option which we can use. Even for the non-tech people, it's easier to use, which I'm going to show you now after covering the theory part. Before jumping in, there's a question to you guys. So when a user clicks a button on the front end, how do the client side UI and the server backend communicate each other across the network? You can answer in the chat box. So option A, by directly overwriting the local project through asynchronous network requests by automatically triggering a local file system. They do not communicate at all because browser port security. You can answer in the chat box. I can see an answer. So it is a bit technical question. So read it clearly. When a user clicks a button on the front end, how do client side UI and the server backend communicate each other across the network? How do they communicate? By directly overwriting the local project's .env key configurations, through asynchronous network requests, by automatically triggering a local file system, or else they do not communicate at all. You can read, understand, and answer in the chat box. Okay, I can see a few answers. Okay. So most of them answered B, through asynchronous network requests like the browser's native fetch API, sending and receiving structured JSON data, right? And it's the right answer. As we saw in the previous slides, so it sends the asynchronous network requests where the browser's fetch API sends and receives JSON data. Through that, it will communicate from front end to the client side UI. Clear? Yes. So let's move forward. So there is other option other than fast API, which is node.js plus express.js. I will be using this option than fast API. Why? I'll explain. So if you look at the second option, Node.js combined with express.js, if you are already vibe coding with a modern front end using JavaScript or TypeScript, so on the JavaScript server, the entire application stack is completely consistent. We live in the exciting era because Express v5 has officially launched after years. What is Express v5? It is the latest version of express.js where it will focus heavily on simplifying the code base, maximizing route security parameters, and dropping support for older node versions. So you cannot use older version of Node.js. So to get a better output, you need to be using the new version of express.js and Node.js, right? So what's new? So what's new in the 2026 version? What are its features? So since we are building in 2026, let's look at our current modern environment standards. Node.js 20 LTS. So it also has a name called Iron, right? So Node 20 introduces fantastic built-in features that will make tech stack AI development smoother than ever. It has many features like native ES modules. The native ES module stands for the modern import export syntax, which is completely stable across the board. So say goodbye to the old messy hacks forever. It is much more structured compared to the old versions. The second benefit is its built-in tester runner. You need not longer install external libraries to run this. It all has built-in features so that you can run directly. In the older versions, you need to search and install the libraries manually. But in the newer version, you can install it directly. It is inbuilt. Third one is stable web streams API. It is essential when you want your application to process larger file uploads or handle live streaming. For suppose if you want to handle token by token live streaming or large file outputs, this feature comes into play. It can handle those huge processing power. Fourth one, permission model. It includes a powerful file protection system allowing you to run scripts like LOS FS safeguard to safeguard your system directories. So these are a key features to run to use Node.js in 2026. Clear? So if we move a bit forward, let's understand how front end and back end actually communicate. Like, so let's connect the both layers together, front end to back end communication. So your user interface talks to your backend server over HTTP using native browser tools like Fetch API. As you guys answered it right, it uses Fetch API to communicate from front end to back end, right? So let's look at how it works. First, user interacts with your front end, then click a style tailwind button called save task. That click triggers a client-side JavaScript function calling fetch API with a post method and a stringified JSON payload. Now, your backend server interrupts that request, validates the schema variable, and saves it securely. 3 steps. When user interacts, it triggers a click. Now, fetch API comes into play and gets the JSON payload. Now, your backend server intercepts that request and saves it securely, right? So, the massive advantage of a code base aware sandbox is that AI can write front end fetch request and the back end controller endpoint simultaneously, ensuring they match each other flawlessly. They both work together well. So, you don't need to actually worry about it, right? When you manually code, you need to worry, but AI can handle both front end and back end flawlessly, right? So let's move forward. The full stack prompt strategy. Let's look at it. What is the prompt strategy? So we know the front end, we know the back end. So if you combine both, it's called full stack. If you know how to do front end, if you know how to do back end, if you know how to connect both front end and back end, you are a full stack engineer. And that role is currently trending if you know both. And the person who will manually do all these things, front end, back end, and connect both, is called a full stack engineer. A person who uses AI to do all these things is called an AI architect or an AI engineer. So our goal is not to become a full stack developer. Our goal is to learn the skill AI engineer or AI architect, right? So yes. So this is the strategy for full stack. So let's see where we can host our backend server. Okay, once your website is built, once your application is built, you need to host it in the server, right? So where to host the backend, right? When we transition from a deployment model to a production ready model, hands-on live model, we are going to run both layers completely locally on your machine. Your front-end portal will run on your computer at a local host using White. Simultaneously, you need to run your backend server on your local machine. You need to execute fast API or node.js, which will run on localhost 3000. You need to run both backend, frontend in your desktop manually, which I'm going to show you, right? So I'm repeating this concept once again, where to host your backend server. You need to do it manually on your computer, on your PC in command prompt, where I'll show you and you can just imagine and run it. The front end will be hosted on localhost server 5137 and the back end will be hosted on localhost 3000, right? So let's move to hands-on. Now it's time that we build a production ready AI application, right? So this is the prompt I'm giving to the AI to build my AI application. So let's read it. I want to create a web app of astrology where users will give their full name, date of birth, time of birth, area of birth. You should tell their Mulank Bhagyang numbers, all planets in their respective houses, love life, career, success, everything else. You can use Claude Sonnet API for it. So I'm going to build a working astrology app where you can just give your name, date of birth, time of birth, and area of birth. It will tell everything about you, right? So let's quickly move to the hands on. Let me share the screen. Let me set up the Claude. Before we jump right into the app development, let me show you a walkthrough of Claude, right? Okay. So, hi Claude, welcome back. Hope you had enough break. So, you got some work. Let's do it. Okay, so this is the Claude interface. I'm using the web version. You can also use desktop version as well. If you go here, this is where you can see all the chats. This is where you can see all the projects. Remember the project files. So you will click on new project, name your project, astrology app, and type what you want to achieve and create the project file so that you don't need to prompt again and again. It will store in its core memory. Clear? So this is the project file. This is artifact where the dashboard where you can see whether your app is working well or not. This is customize option for skills and connectors. This is connecting your MCPs. This is not we are going to touch in these master classes. It's a concept for other class. So if you go here, there's code where you need to download the Claude app and connect it to VS Code if you want. But I don't want to do that. I want to continue on the web version. Okay. Okay, let's open the tab again. Right. So this is Claude Cowork where you can set up on your system manually. You need to install desktop app for this, which we are not using it now. We are using the web version. This is the Claude design, which you can use to build any pitch deck you want, any PDF you want, or for suppose a PRD document, you can use Claude design. Or any PPTs you want, you can use it. So now coming to the usage. Go to settings, the usage. Here you can see the usage of your app. you always need to keep a check on this. To not exhaust all the credits, you need to use less credits, right? So you always need to keep coming back to this page. I used already 40% today, right? So there is only 60% left. I need to create this app in that 60%. I should not exhaust, right? So yes. So this is the basic walkthrough of the Claude, right? So yes, we are going to start building our AI application. Okay. What is the prompt? I hope you can see the screen of the Claude. Okay. So let's go back to the slide. What is the prompt? Let me share my screen again. Okay, what is the prompt? I want to create a web app of astrology. Copy this and give it to AI. I don't have a, you might get a doubt, right? Like whether you are giving a PRD document or not. I don't have a PRD document because I don't have the idea. I don't have the target audience. I don't know the design of the app. I don't know anything. I don't have my own idea. I can't create a PRD doc. So if you have an idea, you can create a PRD doc first. Then give that doc to AI and ask to create an application. But now I'm blank. I'm giving the AI the driver's seat. I'm just manually observing the result and finding out the errors, right? I just need an output. That's it. I don't have any idea of how my app should look like or what it should be. Clear? So let's go for it. Hmm, I want to. Okay, let's give the prompt. One thing that is missing. What I said, imagine you are a full stack developer. I want you to create a web app of astrology where users will give their full name, date of birth, time of birth, and area of birth. You should tell their Mulank, Bhagyank, all the planets in their respective houses, love life, career, success, everything. You can use Claude Sonnet API for it. Clear. Done. So let's enter the prompt and let's see what kind of output it will give. So I'm excited because even I don't know what kind of output it will give, whether it will work or not, whether it will give good output or bad output. Let's see. Because I don't have a PRD, you know, PRD
Hi,
document.
Praneeth. Sorry to step in. I think your tab has not changed.
Okay. Let me change the tab to Claude. Yes. Okay. I hope you can see now.
Yes.
Yes. So I just gave the prompt and let's see what kind of work the AI does for my app. But I suggest you to create a PRD document before creating any product. You need to have an idea on your product, right? It's giving me all the color palettes, how the app should look like and everything. Oh, wait, stop. I want to name my app. I didn't give it a name. Again, copy this prompt, give it. I want to create a web app for astrology named, let's name it Nakshatra. Right. So now let's see what kind of result it gives. I'm excited. So where I was at, yes, PRD document. So I suggest you to create PRD document to have a clear idea on your product, right? So yes, it's giving me everything I need. Okay. For those of you who don't know what is Mulank and Bhagyang number, those are nothing but Vedic numerology. Like imagine it as that numbers, Mulank and Bhagyang, will decide your personality. But people who believe it will believe, people who don't. But that is Vedic numerology, Vedic astrology. Right. It's taking some time because it's an astrology app. It's an advanced app. If you have any doubts, you can keep in the chat box. I see some people are raising the hands. You can keep your doubts in the chat box so that I will solve your doubts. I will solve your queries. All right, it's taking some time. People who are raising their hands can keep their doubts in the chat box. Hello, sir. Ma'am, is the project topic our choice or should we build one of the project? Your doubts will be clarified. We will take some time after we end this session so that all your doubts will be clarified. If you have any technical doubts, you can keep in the chat box so that I'll clarify. I don't have the Claude Pro. You can use the basic version, which has the Sonnet, or you can even use Gemini. So people who use Geo, they are giving free access for Google Gemini. So you can use that as well. I don't recommend you to go for pro options. You don't need to spend money, right? So I recommend you to use free options which are available. Claude, free version, but there is a limit, daily limit. So what I recommend is create 2 to 3 different accounts using different emails. And after this completes, use this. After this completes, use that. Excuse me. Sir, can we use the free version of Claude? Yes. Sir, as you mentioned that we'll be using Opus AI. As I said, you can use Sonnet, which is free. AWS is also free. You don't need to pay, right? I'll show you that in the upcoming master classes. It is free and you don't need to pay single rupee from your pocket. We have to also build with you. No, you don't need to. If you are on your PC, you can build. Otherwise, I recommend you to listen the class first and do the building after the masterclass ends. And if you have any doubts, we will clarify in the next masterclass, right? Okay. It's taking some time. Let's see. Because it's a complex, you see, I gave a complex prompt. I gave everything I need. That's why it's taking a lot of time. If I give a simple app, by now it could have completed, right? But it's not the case. Okay, let's go to other question. What is the fundamental difference in how Express V5 and Fast API handle? Okay, the difference lies in the integration, the native integration versus middleware reliance, right? If you take Express V5, there is no built-in validation, there is no third-party ecosystem, right? So Express is very simple, minimalistic framework. You don't need to natively understand or validate the structure of a JSON body. Whereas if you come to Fast API, which is Python, Fast API is built on top of Python type hints, right? So by simply declaring types in your function arguments, Fast API automatically intercepts the request. So both are different actually. So I recommend you to use Express V5, which is a simpler one. If you have Python knowledge, you can use Fast API. And why Fast API is described as AI friendly is why? Because it gives faster result. The code is less, but many of you don't know the depth of Python. We won't be using Fast API, right? That's the reason why we are using a simpler one, which is called Express V5. But if you know Python, if you are advanced in it, if your project is complex, you can go with Fast API. Clear? So yes, can we use Cloud AI during our job at a company? Of course, you can use Cloud AI to do your job at a company, but do not get caught. That's it. Okay, it's done. Let's solve other doubts at the end of the session. Let's look at our Nakshatra app. Wow, beautiful, right? Striking. Enter your full name, Praneeth. Date of birth, October. Let's get yes. Okay. Time of birth, even I don't know, but let's test. 11:30 a.m. Vizag, India, and reveal my stars. Wow, you see the animation? That's the reason why I didn't give PRD, because the AI did a flawless job in this case, right? Even I couldn't give this animation. This shouldn't come in the PRD. So if you have these ideas, you can include everything in your PRD document, right? This Om symbol, this rotating animation, all that AI did that. That's why I didn't give the PRD. Okay, it's taking a bit time. Okay, let's come back to doubts in the meantime. Do we know the accuracy of astrological prediction this cloud makes? It predicts entirely using our name, date of birth, place of birth. It's not accurate, but it is 60% accurate, right? So you should not trust this output. If you see Astro Talk in Instagram, it's trending. They also use APIs. It's also not accurate, but people are buying that by paying 100 rupees per month. So that's the case with every other astrology app. I think the output is done. It says unterminated string at JSON at a position at line of code. There is an error. Well, let's fix this error. Let's screenshot this and come back and give it to AI, right? Let's give the same screenshot. I get this error in the line of code. Fix this. I need output using Claude Sonnet API. So yes, it will fix in the meantime. Because it's a complex app, it's taking time. You can build a simple app first. Okay. In the meantime, let's go to doubt solving. Hmm, let's see what are the other doubts. Okay. How Node.js, Express.js are connected to each other? What is the difference between them? So Express.js is built on top of Node.js, right? Both are not different. Both are same under the same ecosystem. Think of Node.js as a foundation of the engine, Express.js as the tool set of the engine. Clear? So Node.js provides the low-level capability to run the JavaScript code, right? So that it runs the Java code. However, writing a full web backend using only native Node.js requires tedious setup code. That's the reason why Express.js came in place, right? So you can build the servers using Express.js, Node.js to run the code, JavaScript code, right? So let's look at the output. Okay. Let's solve other doubts. What about AWS deployment, sir? So we will go step by step. In this masterclass, we learned how to make the AI web application. In the next masterclass, we will know how to deploy it to run in the local server. And after that, we will learn about cloud and AWS. So everything will be covered, don't worry. Right? Have developed multiple websites using, now I want to integrate all these websites. Okay, I think it's done. Let's check now. Let's check the error. So let's test the app. Okay. Time of birth is anything 6:30. And let's see what kind of output it gives. So let's come back to the doubts. Do we know the accuracy of astrological predictions which Claude makes? Of course, I said it's not very accurate. Could not parse response. Again, there is an error. Let's go back and again rewire our application. The app is working well, but it's not giving the output. I want you to fix this error so that I can use the app. So whenever an error arises, you need to do this, keep doing this. As I said, vibe coding is a loop. There is an error, you need to fix it. So you need to do the same until you get the right output. Clear? So yes. Right. Let's see what kind of thing it gives now. Okay. You see, vibe coding is not also easy, right? There comes errors, there comes obstacles. We, the user, need to have proper knowledge to get the right output. Clear? PRD is also generated by AI, right? So, or we need to generate it manually. You can generate it using AI with your own instructions. Like who are your target audience? What is the name of the app? Everything you can give, right? Beforehand and generate, ask AI to generate the PRD. Does the IT industry allow vibe coding for its projects? Considering the privacy and security of clients. You see, you should not, for suppose if you're doing a project in your company, you can vibe code, of course, but if it gives the wrong output, you should not reveal your company's project to the AI. You need to use pro version so that your all the project files are private. It should not leak the data. Otherwise, you'll be fired if they know that you leaked the data. So you can use vibe coding, but you need to take some precautions, right? So let's check this time. Okay, This time I'm going to give some let's test. Let's see what kind of output it gives now. Hmm. I think I've gone across all the doubts. If you still have, you can put it in the chat box. So we'll clarify them. Yes, it's there. When I give my name, it didn't give the output. When I give someone else's fake name, it gave the output. Wow. Mulank 1, Bhagyank 8, Rashi Scorpio, Lagna Scorpio, Nakshatra Anuradha. Okay. Zodiac sign Gemini, Rashi Scorpio, Nakshatra Anuradha. Okay. Bhagyank 8. Mulank 1 is ruled by Sun, bestowing leadership, originality, strong willpower. Savita carries a pioneering spirit. Okay. Destiny number 8. Personality. Savita is an intensely driven individual who blends scorpionic depth with solar confidence. Okay. Grand strategic thinking, the ability to build lasting alliances. Okay. Let's look at other Kundli chart. Wow. Instead of the output, I'm just loving the whole look and feel of the app. The UI UX is a hit. Just cool. Coolest ever app I saw. Like it's even better than AstroTalk, right? Okay. It gave all the details of the planets. Sun in the 8th house in Gemini sharpens research abilities and interest in occult. Though ego must be tempered to avoid hidden conflicts. She need to control her ego. I mean her ego. Okay. Skill, finance, Ketu in 12th house. Let's look at love life. Savita's Scorpio's Lagna and Rashi make her intensely passionate, loyal, and deeply transformative in relationships. Okay. She offers loyalty, emotional depth. Okay. Jealousy, possessiveness. Okay. Marriage is most favorable between ages 27 to 30. Okay. Career, great. So it's working well, right? Health and wellness remedies. I think if we make a bit tweaks, we can take this live. So this is the type of app where people are ready to pay 100 rupees from their pocket to know, right? So we'll test it. Okay. We'll test with other name and we'll wrap up the session. We'll test it with okay some this is the name I found out in the participants. I don't know their date of birth and everything. I'm just giving a random date. Let's go to the year 2003. May 31st. Time of birth 12:47 in the midnight. Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Okay. Let's see the output and if you have any more doubts, you can keep in the chat box. In the meantime, I'll just clarify it. In the next class, what we are going to do is we are going to run it locally. We are going to deploy it, right? So the focus will be on deploying, right? So you might get a doubt why he explained everything Express.js, Node.js when he didn't use it. We should know the basics. The AI is doing the work, but we should know the basics. Whenever the error comes, we should tackle the error, right? We will be using that in deployment. So you'll get that to know that in the next session. Okay. Mulank 4, Bhagyang 5, right? It's not repeating. It's giving the accurate information, I think. Last time it gave 8 and 11. This time 4 and 5. Ruled by Rahu, ruled by Mercury. Aishi blends Aquarian idealism with sensibility, making her both visionary and grounded. Okay. This is the Kundali chart. Yeah. It's not giving the same output. It's changing the output. That means the app is working. It's in the testing phase. Okay. Deeply loyal and okay. Emotional attachment 26 to 29, 31. Okay. Challenges, need for closeness. Okay. Career, creative arts, design, media journalism, technology and IT. Okay. So yes, it's working. That's how you need to build an AI application using Claude, using vibe coding. So we can wrap up the session with that. And if you have any questions, we can solve in the next class. So yes, see you in the next session, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. And yes, over to you, Tanmita.
Thank you. Thank you so much, uh, Praneeth. So I enjoyed the session so much. And yeah, we have always seen astrological apps, so many ads, right? But today I also learned how we can build that. So it was very interesting. I know students have also enjoyed a lot. So yeah, Praneeth, thank you so much for a beautiful session on our masterclass 2. We are going to again continue our masterclass 3. Hope to have this amazing enthusiasm among the students in our upcoming masterclasses as well. Thank you so much, Praneeth. So, students, don't drop from this meeting. We have a very important announcement, and I to make to you all regarding your deliverable. And I am going to introduce you all the dashboard where you are going to submit the learning plan completion and your final deliverables. Okay. So for now, I request my team members to turn off the chat box. I will take some your queries and questions. I will address all of that. But before that, I would like to share my screen and show all of you how you can upload, use the dashboard, how to upload and everything. Okay. I want all of yours attention. Also, like if you think your teammates are not in the Zoom chat, or haven't joined through YouTube Live, please ask them to join because each of you need to be aware of the steps, okay? So that just in case if the team leader is not present due to some issue or the other, the other team members can also take over the role, okay? Okay. So let me share my screen. This is a very important thing. I request all of you to be very uh, focused. Can you all share, see my screen? Can I, like, you can show some thumbs ups if yes. Some thumbs ups. Okay. Yeah, okay, great. So this is your dashboard. Okay. This is how we will share the link definitely in all the WhatsApp groups with a message. So you will receive the message of your dashboard link. Okay. And also you will receive a dashboard query form. So anything you feel that you are not understanding about the dashboard or anything, you can use the query form to only write about the dashboard issues. Okay, there's a separate form for dashboard issues. So now let's start the process. So once you click on the link, your dashboard will open up like this. Okay, now let me enter my team leader's ID. Okay, first please look at the screen. Now I have put my team leader's ID. Now I will put my, in this case, you are going to put your college name. I'm going to put Bharat Cares. Okay. Now I'm clicking on login. So is it visible, students? Like, show me thumbs ups if yes. What did I do? I clicked on the link, the dashboard thing opened up, first page. Then I put my team leader's ID. I will also show you that you can put your own IDs as well. Okay. So this is the team leader's ID. Okay. Kartik Huda. Now your team leader has some things to that he can do. Okay. As a team leader has, he can edit, he can submit your certificates as well. Okay. So, and also he can make one of the team members as co-lead. Okay. He can also remove you as a co-lead. So, what is the role of a co-lead? If your team leader makes you the co-lead, okay, other team members, so that these options, in case if the team leader is not available, or let's say they are not able to submit, or is busy, or some equipped with any other things, or he just want to drop, okay, you as a co-lead can upload these certificates in place of your team leader. Okay, so as a team leader, first I can submit the concept note here, then submit my final deliverable. So this is not for now. What you can do for now is upload your certificate, which is the learning plan completion certificate, which is your deliverable one. Okay, I know many of you are ready with your certificates. So make one, ask your team leader who can upload each of your certificates under each of your name. See, my team leader name here is written as Kartik Huda. And now below that, there's team member 2, which is Neha Sharma. Okay. Now under that, team leader 3, Tanmita Sarkar. This is my name. Okay. Now, this is team leader, team member 4. Okay. So what you can do as a team leader, you can upload all of their certificates. Like they can give you can click on certificate upload. This is this is the option where you can view the sample certificate. So view sample certificate means, to for your knowledge, we have uploaded the sample certificate, this one. This is what you need to upload in each of your names, under each of your names. Okay, so this is the learning plan certificate, final certification I was talking about. AICT, IBM Skills Build, Gen AI and Cloud Computing Internship, Bharat Cares. Okay. Now, wait. So This is the sample certificate option. Now, as a team leader, I can click here and upload the certificate. I'm not showing that, but yeah, you simply know that by clicking here, you can click or drag the file, the certificate, the sample certificate, just after completing the learning plan completion certificate, just click here and upload it. Once you click here, then click on upload and it will get uploaded. Okay, but you have to make sure that under Kartik Huda, uh, you have to upload certificate of Kartik Huda's completion only. Okay, if you try to upload also some other members certificate, it will not get uploaded. Okay, now as a team leader, I can upload mine and others as well. See, if I have logged in through my team leader's ID. Now see, I can click on my second team member's certificate upload option. I can uh, click here and upload their certificate as well. Okay, this is the role of the team leader. Team leader has the has access to upload each of your certificates. Okay, now I will log out and I will log in through my ID because my team leader has made me co-lead. Okay. Now I will show you how what we can do. Also, before logging out, I would like to show you another option, which is this is the edit option you have seen, right? I have logged in from my team ID, team leader's ID, Kartik Huda. So I will see this option here. Only the team leader can have this option, edit option. Okay, and unless he is making other members the co-lead, so I can, if I want to remove myself as co-lead, I can click on edit and see, remove co-lead. If I click here, I will be removed as a co-lead. Okay, then I can click on save changes. Same as if I as a co-lead enter by logging into this dashboard using my ID, I can remove the team leader as the a team leader and make somebody else the primary leader. Okay, so this is the again access co-lead gets if the team leader makes any of your team member as a co-lead. Okay, now let me log out from here and log in from my ID because my team leader has made me co lead. Just stay with me. Now, again, I will type Bharat Gas. Right? Clicking on login. Now, see, now I don't have access to these two options. As a co-lead, I cannot upload, submit concept note and submit final deliverable. Okay? What I can do as a co-lead is upload his certificate just in case my leader is busy with some other thing or is occupied, like for anything, or he's not able to use the dashboard just in case, then I can upload second team members ID certificate as well, right? And I can do mine too. I can upload my certificate as well. So the team leader can also do that, and the same work can be done by the co-lead. Only the co-lead cannot access. Okay. As a co-lead, I can see I can submit concept notes. So I thought after opening the dashboard, I saw this two option not working. So I told you all that I, as a co-lead, I cannot use these options. But as I can see that I can submit this as well. Okay, so if you do not have a drive link, you can simply upload your file by clicking here. If you have a drive link, you can upload the link here and you can put the link of your drive here and click on upload, right? Now for some final deliverable also, you can upload your drive link or you can upload your file. Okay, category, let's see, presentation. Now your final deliverable will be mostly your final deliverable will be in presentation mode, which is you have to present it on a PPT mode and making it turn it into PDF. So you can click on these options and presentation and can upload your final deliverable. Okay. Now again, I'm showing for the submit concept note also. Here also you can upload the PDF files of your concept notes, okay? Or you can simply put the drive link here and upload, okay? So as a co-lead and as a team leader, I have same access, okay? I can click on other team members' certificate upload option and can upload theirs as well, okay? Now, have you all understood it till here? And I would like to request my team members to open the chat box so that I can address their queries. Okay. Once you're okay. Turn off the chat for now. It's going up and up. Let me answer few of these questions. Then I will again request my team members to turn the chat on. For now, turn off the chat. Okay. Okay. So what is concept notes? So see, when we will introduce you the final deliverable, okay, we have still not discussed about the final deliverable, which is your deliverable 2. For now, work on your deliverable 1 and upload the completion certificate. And when you will be introduced a deliverable 2, which is your hands-on project, you need to create one concept note for that, okay? Now, once you will be introduced your final deliverable, you will also understand about the concept notes, okay? Then you will understand this is where you need to upload your concept notes, okay? And your final deliverable presentation as well, right? Understood? Let me go through the remaining questions also. Wait. Deliverable 1 is your learning plan completion certificate, your learning plan, which I have introduced you during your orientation session, okay? Anyone uh, finding it difficult to understand what is deliverable 1, I request all of you to go to your WhatsApp groups, check the resource document link, go to the link and check your orientation deck as well as the orientation recording. Rewatch the orientation recording to understand the learning plan, because 30th June is your last day to complete your learning plan, because we are going to see, we have already we will give you the link to this dashboard, so you need to upload it by 30 June. That's why I request all of you, you have very less time now to submit your learning plan, and I don't want any of you to miss the deadline. So go to the resource document part, resource document link, click on the link and go through your orientation once again, okay? Rewatch the orientation session once again. It's okay, Prashant. You can individually also continue. So even if you don't have a team, you can continue individually also. Final deliverable, see, don't uh, put much pressure on yourself for the final deliverable till now, because we have not, the speaker has still not introduced the final deliverable yet. You are yet to learn from the master classes, then the final deliverable will be introduced to you. So today you have already saw the website, right? How your speaker has created that. That is something which is going to be your final deliverable, okay, your hands-on project. So again, this will be explained to you once again in other master classes as well. So don't worry about the this thing, your final deliverable. For now, just put your focus on the learning plan completion, which is which you need to submit on 30th June. Okay. Okay, now turn on the chat. I need to take few more questions. Those who are raising their hands. See, if your learning plan is still showing 0%, it is not possible. Like it will show 0%. You might have missed some exercises or quiz section. That's why it is showing. Make sure you are entering in each of the activity and completing each of the topics. Okay. For offer letter query, I request you all to turn off the chat, please. For offer letter queries, I repeat, for offer letters, you have a separate offer letter forms. I request my team members to share the offer letter link in the chat box, in the Zoom chat, and also in all WhatsApp groups. Click on the offer letter form. Two, this is for those who have not received your offer letters. Okay. Okay. I request my team members to share the offer letter link in the chat box. Yeah, it is fine if you 30 July. No, it will be too late for you to like upload your uh, deliverable one on 30 July. It will be too late. Too late. We won't be accepting that part. Okay. So I thought 30 June at first, but no, July is not possible. Make sure you submit the deliverable one because you all have been given enough time to work on your learning plan. So make sure you upload it on time. Okay. See, those of you who are finding it difficult, that it is still showing half done or 0%, make sure you have gone through all the topics. Okay, because I myself have completed the learning plan and I have smoothly completed it and it showed 100%. Okay, so I want you all to check whether you have missed any exercises inside any of the activity or any quiz part, or you have not clicked on the next option, anything. Just go through it again. Okay, Divya, for your query, please use the query form to write this issue. We will address it. For offer letters, we are generating the offer letters for all of you, those who have not received it as we speak. But still, if you like with the same date, we are running it. But if you still not received your offer letters, please use the offer letter form to let us know that you have not received your offer letters. uh, we will issue that. Don't worry. Don't worry about offer letters. You, even though you have not received your offer letters, you are still part of this program because you are going to receive your offer letters today or tomorrow. We are generating it. So don't worry about offer letters at all. You are part of this internship and you will continue till the very end. Okay. And you will definitely going to receive your offer letters. See, you upload your certificate and you ask your team members also to complete it. Okay. Don't worry about concept note for now. When the final deliverable will be introduced to you, you will understand about the concept note and then you will find it very easy to just click on that, work on it, click on that and upload it. I will go through the dashboard steps once again. Okay. Don't worry. We will give you the dashboard link. We will give it in all the WhatsApp groups. Don't worry. And we will also give you the deliverable form link as well for any issue related to dashboard. Don't worry about the offer letter. Anything regarding your profile name or like NASCOM or anything which is showing, it's okay. You can just simply fill it up while filling your attendance form. Okay, let me run through the dashboard steps once again, okay? So query form link and offer letter query link has been shared in the chat box, okay? So just click on that and share your queries with us. We will sort it out. Now, again, let me just walk you through again the dashboard. This is the, once you will get the link, you are going to click on the link and this is how the dashboard will open up. Just a second, give me a second. Okay, so this is the dashboard you will that will open up once you click on the dashboard link which will be shared with you all. Okay, now enter your Gmail address. So just click on your Gmail address, email that you used to register to this course, okay, or the email address where you have received your offer letters. And again, click here, click on the drop down or just type here your college name. I will type my team first, my team leader's ID. This is my team leader's ID. I've selected my college name, say. Okay. Okay. So the once I put my team leader's ID and the college name and login, this is how the dashboard will look like. Okay. So see, this is for Gen AI and cloud computing internship, right? Now, your unique team ID is this. Your unique team ID will show here. Your college name will show here. Your PIN code will show here. Your internship name also will be visible here. Your total team members number will be visible here. Total female team member numbers will also be visible. And your team leader's name will also be visible here. And your team leader ID will also be visible. Clear? Now, as I go down, I see team leader, team leader's name, ID, and learning plan completion is showing 0%. Okay. So once I upload that, I can click on this option and upload my learning plan completion certificate. Okay. Click here, drag or click on the file and click on upload, right? Now, as a team leader, I can also upload my other team members certificates. Team member 2, other team members. I can click here and upload her certificate as well. So for now, you need to enter into the dashboard, click on this learning plan completion option as a team leader for the team leaders, upload the certificates, learning plan completion certificate. Okay, listen to me very carefully. Learning plan completion certificate. Then click on the next, go to the next team members option under her name, under my second team member's name, clicking on her certificate upload option and uploading her certificate. Okay. Then on to the next, then next. Okay. Now, this is the work of the team leader, and after your final deliverable is introduced to you and you will understand about the concept note, this two option can be used at the end of your or the before the date of your final deliverable submission. Okay, don't worry about these two things for now. For now, you can just simply click on the learning plan upload and do that. But when you will be introduced your final deliverable, your concept note. Click here and upload your file. By clicking here, you can upload your concept note file. Okay. And also you can do what? Drive link. If you have drive link for your concept notes, you can put the drive link here of your concept notes and click on upload. Okay. Done. Now submit final deliverable. You can select your category as presentation. Okay. Then file upload. If you want to upload a file, you can click on file upload and click here and upload it. Or if you want to click on drive link, you have a drive link. For that, you can put the drive link here and then upload it. Okay. This is done. Now, I can also, as a team leader, the team leader can make any of the member a co-lead. So my team leader has made me co-lead. See, under team member 3, beside team member 3, you can see co-lead is mentioned, right? And my name, Tanmita Sarkar, is mentioned. If I want to remove, if my team leader wants to remove me as a co-lead, I can simply click on edit and I can click on this option and remove this member as a co-lead and click on save changes. Now I can the team can also make me, wait, I can't see the option. Yeah, I can also make her primary leader as well by clicking here and click on save changes, right? Okay. Now, what I can do, this is the work of the team leader, okay? Now I am going back and I am logging in as the co-lead, my ID. I am putting my ID. Now I am selecting my college as Bharat Cares. Then clicking on login. Now, only see it is written, you note you are viewing team details. Only the team leader can edit information. So as a co-lead, I won't be able to find the edit option here. This is what as a co-lead I won't be getting, the edit option. Okay. Now, what I can do as a co-lead is, wait. I can, in absence of our team leader, I can click on this option and upload all of my team members' completion certificate. Okay. Yeah. So this is the co-lead's work. Any questions? Let me take some questions now. Okay. Okay, team. Uh, it's all. It's six. It's 6:18 almost. So we have to wrap up the session. So, but yeah, I hope you all have understood about the dashboard thing, and each of these steps will be shared with you in all your WhatsApp groups. All the links of the dashboard and everything will be shared in all your WhatsApp groups, and also how you can use the dashboard. Each of the steps will be shared as a video as well. Okay, so don't worry. Today I have showed you a live demonstration of using the dashboard. Don't worry, we will update everything on the WhatsApp groups. So any questions you feel like asking, use the query form, and for offer letters, use the offer letter query link. Okay, my team members have already shared the links in the group. I request my team members to share the attendance link here in the uh, this chat box, Zoom chat box, and in all WhatsApp groups. This is for YouTube live participants as well. I know you all isn't able to chat, but you can use these forms to let us know your queries and doubts, and also use the attendance link. Click on the attendance link and submit your attendance for today's masterclass. Okay. Okay. So dashboard link has also been shared in the chat box and your attendance link. Please, dashboard, don't worry. Here also my team members has shared the dashboard link, but this dashboard link with the dashboard link query form also will be shared in all your WhatsApp groups. Okay. So anything, any issue regarding your dashboard, you can use the dashboard query link to let us know. Okay. Thank you, students. I feel you all have understood till now. So we can wrap the Masterclass 2 and hope to see you all in Masterclass 3. Okay, with the same enthusiasm and with the same excitement. Okay, we are going to learn about the part 2 of today's Masterclass. Okay, this is the part 1 you have understood, you have attended. The part 2 is still coming. It is in the Masterclass 3 that you will get. So be ready for that. Be very also be ready with your questions as well, okay, to ask the speaker. Okay, students, thank you so much for attending today's Masterclass 2. Okay, have a great day.